Hi, Ahmed. Good evening. I'm good. How are you? Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm just setting up my another laptop just to make sure that I can see the comments. Yes, Mitchell, tomorrow is a big day. Hi, Saurabh. Hi, Mr. Raj Arora. How are you? Come on. Hi, bye. Hi, Shiva. Hi, Senthil. Hi, Amity. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Nagarjun. Hi, Harry. Hi, Shrikant. Hi, Raj Arora Bhai Saab. Long time. We just spoke few hours back, right? I don't talk to any person more than you. Hi, Anand. Hi, Ashish. Hi, Mr. Gaj Pranjpi. Uh, guys, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to set up my another laptop so that we can read the comments as well as do this thing side by side. So I'm just setting up. Where is Verizon? Connected. Yeah, it's connected now. Few hours, max 15 minutes. Hi, Uttam. Hi, Amit. All right, guys, let me just share the full screen and we can get started. We still have a couple of minutes, so let's go and see what happened today. Uh, Today in the market, we in the pre-market we were like around 41.29.30, but we managed to open above 41.50 and we reached around 41.95 area. That 42.15 is still in the making, but is not there. But we were kind of basing since after yesterday's move, we were kind of basing or consolidating for a next leg. Short was not there. It was in a range between 41.50 to 41.95. Same thing for SPY. QQQ was struggling around 320. It needed some push. Again, it was trading between 317 to 320. Apple tried above 160, but held. AMD, as we discussed, it was looking good and it went above 91. After hours, it was around 96, 97, so looking good. Amazon, one time it did 25.15, tested it, but held, did not move after that. BA did 155, 156, good. Baba held, but did not move much. IWM did around 190. Cat did 212. Facebook did 215. Google almost tested 2380. Shopify 465 close. It was good. MA I did not see. Microsoft was sell on rise. It was reaching 280. Roku did 106.7. Good. Nvidia uh, after hours is 200. That's good. Oxy I did not check. Tesla struggled around 909, 920. One time it tried to reach 929, but it's struggling. Square, Oxy, PayPal, I did not check. So all in all, things were in line, but I was super occupied today, so I did not have much time to trade. Uh, but hopefully tomorrow we'll have much more clarity. So let me start from explaining the FOMC possibilities and what can happen. Okay, so I'm gonna use, let's say we have a whiteboard here. No whiteboard apps. Otherwise, I'll use, there's no whiteboard here. Teams have whiteboard, but Zoom, I don't know. So I'll use the lovely blue color. So tomorrow there is going to be very, very crystal clear direction for the market. Again, if you do not want to trade the volatility, do not jump right away after 2 p.m. because it is going to be very volatile. Initial moves can be very like 100 points up, and within a few seconds, it can be 100 points down. So better to wait until 2:30. Listen to what Jerome Powell says. I'm going to give you 2, 3 keywords which you need to see in his press conference where he's answering regarding the FOMC statements. If you find those words, react according to that. So tomorrow, FOMC, which is Federal Committee, is going to give us few things. First, it's going to give us the May hike, which is 50 basis points for sure. It is priced in. Then June, 50 basis points, a rough idea. And onwards, 25 basis points. Last, balance sheet reduction. They talked about $95 billion. Anything less than or 60 to 70 billion to start with is priced in. Anything above will be difficult for market because he said he'll be achieving a target of $95 billion quantitative easing reduction by the end of the year. So I'm assuming 60 billion to 70 billion he'll be sending. So this is the number which will be published. Now the two important things. First one is inflation. Peaked. If Jerome Powell says inflation peak, keep on this, or he says negative GDP. He cannot talk about the equity market directly, but negative GDP meaning the purchasing power of the people is going down. If you see these two words in his speech, it means market will go up. If you see anything else, like he says, we are not worried about the numbers, but we just want to high the interest rate, that will be taken as negative. If they say they are going to be data dependent, like looking at the data dependent decisions, that will be cheered by the market because in all the economic models, right, where you see the inflation peaked out in March. Crude was 130 there. The supply chain issue is still persists, but it has eased off significantly from that peak. So in all the economic models which fund manager uses, this will be peaked. Now, if they are data dependent, as inflation is peaked, GDP is negative. So it is causing much more problem to the economic conditions of the country just than controlling the inflation. So if you see these three words, data dependence, inflation peak, or negative GDP, it means market will go up. On the contrary, if they say no matter what the data is, if we are going to hike the interest rate, that will be taken very negatively by the market, and we can see some serious downside after that. So this is regarding the speech. Now, regarding the data, which will come out at 2 p.m. This thing which I discussed is at 2:30. Now, this is 2:30 portion. This is 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. So this is priced in. If there is any change, meaning if it is 75, we will see some crack initially, and then we might see some bounce because the worst is over. If it is 25 basis points, trust me, you will not see a bounce you have seen in your life. If it is 25 basis points, which is highly unlikely, but I'm just keeping that option. June 50 is priced in. If it is 75, it will be taken as negative. If it is 50, it is priced in. So not much reaction. Onwards, if it is 25, market will give a thumbs up and go higher. Anything above than 25, market will give a thumbs down and will going down. Balance sheet reduction, anything between 60 and 70 is priced in. Anything around 80 will be negative. Anything below 60 will be marked as positive. So based on this, market is going to give you a momentum driven move, not for just after 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m. It's going to continue for a couple of days. So do not get enticed. Do not get greedy that, yes, you need to be in the position before the FOMC outcome. No, there's no need to. First of all, you'll be paying high premiums of the option. By the time his speech is done, the same option will lose significant amount of option premiums. So wait it out, understand it. You have now all the things you need to understand from his speech. Take an appropriate action once you have a clarity on what he is suggesting. And if he's suggesting inflation peak, just carry your longs for a couple of days. That's it. Yes, Mitchell, we need to wait out for him to come in the press conference and address, because these numbers are most likely everybody knows, but his statement regarding the future, kind of the guidance of how the interest rate or how the negative GDP has impacted their future outlook towards increasing the interest rates is significant. So we need to be very careful understanding three words: whether the inflation has peaked in terms of Fed, and Fed is always lagging. It is not the leading party. It's always the lagging. It is based on the data. But for last couple of months, they are just pumping and saying that the interest rates are so high that they have to hike the interest rates no matter what the inflation is. But if they all of a sudden say that inflation is peaked out and now they are data dependent, that is a significant plus for their outlook. If they still say no matter what the data is, we are still going to hike the interest rates, it is a big thumbs down. Keep that thing in mind very clearly. If you understand that, you will have simple, good trade setup. And that setup will not have any panic. No need to enter into 2 p.m. positions. You may get enticed that, yes, all of a sudden option prices become 5 to 10 or 10 to 20, 20 to 50. That's all right. Market is there for eternity. So if you miss 1 hour of trade, that's all right. You will, if you have clarity in your mind, if you have clarity on your trades, after understanding his speech, you will enter into a trade and carry on. You will make much better money with less risk and better quality. First, that will improve your confidence. Second thing, you will understand the macroeconomics and its impact. Third thing, you will understand how to ride a trend. Because once you have clarity, you will have all these three significant attributes coming into your trading. There's no need to panic that, oh, I missed out. See, in the last 2 days, I have traded very little because first I was occupied with the work. Second thing, I clearly said the best trades will come on Wednesday afternoon after everything is said and done. All right. So I'm sharing my link in the YouTube channel chat. If anybody wants to talk about this, you can come and discuss, and then I'll go to the analysis portion. So I'm pasting my information over there. Anybody who's interested, you can most welcome to come, talk, share your views, share your thought process, any different perspectives you have. Do not be negative or positive on the market, just react to what the numbers are. Thank you, Rajbhai. No, I never said trend maybe. I said trend will continue for the next few days. You cannot judge the trend for next few months. This is not a market for few months. It's just next few days. If you want to have a clarity, you wait for 2:30, understand his statement, and then trade for next few days. The trend will be one-sided. If it is up, it will remain up for a couple of days. If it is down, it will remain down for a couple of days. So I've shared my link on the Zoom. If anybody has a different opinion or a different perspective or different idea regarding the Fed, you are most welcome to come and share your opinion. If not, then I'll get started. I'll wait for a couple of minutes if anybody wants to discuss their thought process. I've shared the link once again. And regarding the ERs, we did 2 ERs, Airbnb call that may be busted, but I think AMD will cover that class. Thank you all. Yes, Adi.
Hi, Navalpaji. How are you?
I am good, but I don't know why you have all these questions every single day. Go ahead.
Okay, one question I had was that any trades you would advise to take in the morning before the meeting, or you would just say better just watch till the minutes come out and till the press conference?
Just imagine the trading starts at 2:30 onwards.
Okay. Got
Why
it.
you want to be in a, see, the trading perspective, people think that yes, 9:30 is there, we need to trade. I used to be that same. But now what I have realized, and which has significantly improved my quality of trade, is that wait for an opportunity to come to you rather than you finding that opportunity unnecessarily. Once the market is clear, you will have options to trade. You will have opportunity to trade. So trade according to that. There is no need. Like if you do not trade, supposedly you are flying somewhere and you cannot trade. Will the world end? No. So wait till 2:33.
Okay.
And one thing I will recommend, you ask so many questions, that's fine. But you should also do good amount of homework as well, so that next time you should not ask all these questions. You should be answering all these questions to other people.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, it will not improve your trading.
Got it. Thank you.
You need to look back and see, this is the point I discussed. And based on this, should I do this? And discuss with other people in the channel. This way you will learn. Because once you start to pass on the knowledge, you will start to learn that, yes, this makes sense or not. All right.
Okay.
Again, Mr. Pranjali, I just said, there's no need to react until his speech is done. So there's no initial reaction or no after reaction. Understand his speech, what he's saying, and take appropriate actions. If you are jumping into the market right after 2, you will end up in a choppiness. You will make good money. I'm not saying there's not possibility. You make good money, but you can also lose significant of money if you are not super quick to exit your profits or losses. I don't think so, Mr. Ganesh. There is no need to jump again. We should try to control our emotions. We should hold on to jumping and rushing, that fear of missing out. We need to take that thing out of our heads. And see, once we start reacting on the data rather than reacting on the emotions, our trade will work no matter what. 99.9% people trade on emotions. I was one of them. I still am one of them, but I'm trying to improve. And I have improved as well. So better understand what he's saying, take an appropriate action, and then trade. Why you want to play a game which is blindfolded? Why you want to not wait for Fed to tell everything? If they tell everything at 3, market still has time to run. So if I go by people who want to trade at 2:30, do you think if he end up the press conference at 3 and he's positive, if market jumps at 3, it will not jump higher by the end of the day or the next day or the next day? So there is appropriate opportunity for each and everything. The point is when you want to take it and when you want to jump in. If you enter on a better price, you are definitely going to exit at a better price. Yes, Nagesh.
Naval bhai, thank you for this call. And how about the strangle? Right now, we don't know the result, right? Whether they are going to do the 50 basis point or 70
Again, yeah,
basis.
Nagesh, I just like spent 15 minutes and you didn't understand anything. Why you want to do a strangle? If you wait for 3 o'clock, you will have a direction. Why you want to do a strangle? If it does nothing, you will end up losing on the both sides. Implied volatility will kill the option premium. That's the problem with people. They don't listen. If you react on the data, there is no need to play strangle.
Okay.
It's like you're going in a casino and you're playing on the both sides. What if the 0 comes? You're busted. Why you don't wait for 3 o'clock or 2:30? I don't get that. I may be fine, like you all people may find me rude, but I'm telling you the truth. And that truth needs to be told to everybody. Because if you do not get disciplined in your trading, you will end up in losses. I'm just being very candid here. Tarun, do you advise buying puts when the VIX is in backward direction? Again, VIX, recently people are using VIX, but VIX is nothing. It's the volatility index. If the movement in the market is higher, the volatility is higher. Volatility can be higher in terms of uh, positive and negative side. If volatility is higher on the positive side, the fear is less, the VIX will go down. So you want to buy puts, it's a choice. You want to sell calls, it's a much better option in case of VIX because VIX has highly IV options. Or if you want to take index, it's a choice. But I do not trade on VIX, so I will not give any comments on that. Yes, Nagesh, you want to say something else?
Oh, no, boy. It's done. My question is done. Thank you.
Okay, and don't get pissed off. Just you will remember what I said.
Oh, no, it's all of your teachings are very valuable. So, no, no, we don't take anything hard. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. Santosh.
Hello, Naval bhai. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for this call, Naval bhai. Naval bhai, I have one quick question. Not question though. Just I was thinking one thing. Just I wanted to make sure your input there. So basically, tomorrow we have this Fed meeting, and also Biden is speaking at 2 p.m. Okay. So, and there is a midterm elections too. So what I was thinking is, due to the midterm elections, of course, nobody, like especially the Fed, don't want to crash the markets for sure. So I think I'm thinking they are going to give us the positive news.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Now, tell me very first thing, where did you read all this?
No, it was just my assumption. I did not read anything.
It cannot be imagination. You must have spoken to your friends. You must have read somewhere. You must have watched somewhere.
No, I think we know, everyone knows there is a midterm election, and then tomorrow Biden is talking.
That's the problem. Again, I'm just reiterating, that's the problem. This midterm thing did came out few months back that yes, Fed will not allow. It was all over the Twitter, all over the TV channels, and that presumed hit you. Midterms does not matter for FOMC.
Okay.
They need to manage US dollars. If US dollars default, Democrats will lose anyway.
Okay.
So they need to save US dollars. That can only be saved once the economy is controlled. The amount of liquidity which is spreading across US needs to be curbed down significantly.
Okay.
So again, do not take my statements as rude, but stop reading all this because that comes from there. It's not that I'm challenging you. I know it because I have seen people who do this and they get confused. They fill up their head that, yes, this is going to happen. And all of a sudden, when the market does not react to your side, you end up holding your losses significantly until they become zero. So in order to improve yourself, stop looking into the CNBC and the Twitter and this said, those that said. Look at the data in front of you. That's it. What will happen, what will not happen, you cannot trade on that.
Okay.
What if Joe Biden dies tomorrow?
I get it.
Have you taken that into your calculations? What if Russia does a nuclear attack?
Yeah, that's an assumption, right? Higher assumption, yes.
So that's my thing. Elections is something totally different. Economics is totally different. Economic works on data, not on assumptions.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Anyone else? I have 5 more minutes. Otherwise, I will start my thing. Abhishek, what happens if 25 basis point increase in May? I just answered that, yes, it's going to be very, very bullish. And 75 basis points in June, that is not going to happen. They want to front load the interest rate, so it should be 75-50 or it will be 50-50. It cannot be 25-75. If liquidity of USD is more, why is USD appreciating? USD is appreciating against the weaker economic countries. USD is not appreciating against pound. The countries which are dependent on US dollars, they are like, if you see the US index, dollar index, you need to look at that. You do not need to look and compare US INR. Anyone else, guys? All right. So I'm not going to entertain any more questions now. I'm focusing on the analysis. So thank you very much. I'm going to mute everybody. So let me start with the inside days for today. Microsoft has inside day. PayPal has inside day. MasterCard has inside day. These are the three things which we are using. So I'm going to put MasterCard as inside day. Microsoft has inside day and inside month. And PayPal inside day. Let me run my open low scanner and see if anything pops up for today. Only Visa. Visa open high were same and it works. So nothing significant. All right, so let's move on to the index ES. So ES, as I said, it's a potential morning star. Why it's potential? Because it has to capture 42.44. If it does that, it is going to be really, really good. 41.53 is going to be a really game breaker. And here, in terms of level, if we lose this area, the bottom here, right above this dodgy, the bottom here, if we lose this area, it's going to be very, very negative. So 41.50, 41.40 is extremely difficult area to go long. Somehow, let's say if there is initial down at 3 o'clock, it comes down and tests 4100, and then after testing it goes up and regains 4150. I will be buying at that time. I will not be buying when it breaks 4140. If it breaks 4140, I will not buy. If it goes and tests 4100 and then bounce back above 4150, I will be a buyer. Here I will be a seller. So right now we are holding above 4180, which is fine. But in the real market, when we have 2 o'clock, so I want to still buy above 4153. Target is 4140, 4215, 4260. The levels exactly are still the same. And I have already mentioned 4140 is last go short with conviction. This is going to be really, really big downside if we lose 4140 and we do not jump back. Usually when you lose a level and if you do not come back within 10-15 minutes, like I usually use 30-minute candle, that means that level is broken, and then you need to respect it and change your trade-off direction. So I am still looking for a positive move, but I really want to enter near 4150, not around 4180. Or I want to enter above 4210, 4215 area. So either you will enter at 4150 or above 4215. In both cases, you will have 1% move, which is ready to be there. Same for SPY. The levels have not changed. Again, it was making a hammer. It's a perfect hammer, but we did not see any foreseeable movement. It tested for 1375, went above 416, closed right on 416, but still away. The only thing which has changed is 423 and 425. So instead of 426, it's 425, which is the 34. Same thing, it's making a W. This is the same pattern which we have. This is a W. Potential is 455 if it works out. If it fails, it's going to fail big. Or it's going to make a double bottom if you do not understand W. On the downside, below 413.75, we have 404 and a gap of 465. So this is a really good short area. Again, if market dips to 413.75 and regains 416, I will be buying above 416. I will not try to be a smartass and jump at 414. No, that is not going to help, because right now market is still basing. It is going to find a direction, and direction can only be found once it clears certain supports and resistances. Okay, the same level is there for SPY. Just updated this 425. I'm going to add one more level in SPY, 425 and 429.50. So in case of ES, let me also add one more level, because we might see some back-to-back moves, 42.95. So they correspond to SPY levels. Triple Q. Triple Q, same thing. Tried to jump, but still away from the 12 EMA. Nasdaq is still the weakest of all the indexes. And if I extend to the right, it is holding that 315.17 area very clearly. So I'm going to keep 316. It's at 318.80, right? So if we have to jump, we need to jump above this blue line, which is around 320, 319.50. I'll just keep it 320. And if we lose 317, we should go down. So the levels are same of buying above and selling below. Stop losses are same. Targets are 326.50 and 333. On the downside, the targets are 309.65 and 305. So these are the index levels. Not much change, because today it was consolidating. It was just in a very tight range. And if you, again, like, if I show you this index in 30 minutes, you see it's making a flag. It's 30-minute candle. It's making a flag. My take on market is it's going to go jump. It's flagging really, really good. It's holding that 12 EMA properly. Even in the after hours, it's holding. Might get some resistance at 41.90 here, but this looks pretty optimal to me for a big breakout move. On the day, it's not showing so much because we only have very limited information here. But even in this case, we are kind of setting up bull flag. It's not a bull flag on daily, but on half an hour. So again, do not rush and wait for the levels. Apple. So Apple, as I said yesterday, that Apple needs to go above 159. It did. It is making a potential morning star, and it has recaptured 61. So now from neutral, I am becoming positive on Apple. I still want to buy above 159. It has closed above, but I want to see if it comes around 159 tomorrow. And first target is 161.60. 161.60. And yep, this is a 61.8 Fibonacci recapture. So Apple is really set. If it jumps, it can jump to 165 very easily. And as I'm expecting market to bounce, Apple is the biggest component in the market, so it needs to move higher. Second one is AMD. So AMD is at 97. I want it to break 99 and go higher. Stop loss will be 95 for me because I want to see it test 99, which is a 34, and the Fibonacci level as well. And why I recommended long on AMD? Because it was going down and it was holding this blue line. If it lost this blue line today, it could have been a disaster. It would have done down 70, 60s area where it has gap to fill. But somehow it closed above the 12 EMA, regained it, and now the next leg is towards 99. So AMD is positive and I was 70% confident on it. Now there's no sell for it. It has given excellent years. And it has recaptured 12 EMA. Now stop loss moves to this area, which is 95. I want to buy near 95 to 96. If I can get, I'm more than happy. Target is 99.5 and 105. Amazon held throughout the day. It made a dodgy. I think Amazon is setting up for a move to fill this gap at 2600. So today's target was 2515. It tested, could not break out, closed almost flat, which is a dodgy. So when you see a dodgy, when you're coming down and you're making a dodgy, it means that kind of you are summing up for that trend and you want to switch to a different trend. So I'll be keeping my stop loss as 2460. Amazon, the same thing. I want to buy about 2490. My target will be 26.9. Now, first target will be 2590, 2590, which is significantly higher, and 2692. It's not hammer anymore. 2500 puts were sold. So I'm assuming that it can easily hit this number. BA is a perfect morning star. We discussed that yesterday as well. And now it's a morning star on daily. So BA is positive, Morningstar is positive, and we should buy above this area 150, 450. Buy above 150, 450. And targets are 163.30 and 166.85. Stop loss will be the piercing pattern in the middle 150, 175. Baba is one of my favorite. Let me just check the price of Baba in Chinese Hong Kong market. It's down 3% at 96.60. So Baba is not doing well in Chinese market for now. It is down. I just want to keep that 95. It may try to fill the gap. But I will keep 95, 96 as my stop loss for now, because we are losing this. If we add above 99, by the dip to 99, stop loss is 96, 95. If we come, test it and bounce, I think it's going to be really, really good. Target will be 105 and 114. I think this target is fine. Reducing it to 60% because it's still holding 34 EMA. Yeah, it should have moved, but it did not. So I'm reducing it to 60%. IWM starting to move, looking much better. If you see that this price action is in between the last 2 days. So we have seen the rejection here on IWM in last couple of weeks. It needs to seriously regain 191. I think it will above 188. So above 188, 192 and 191, 50 and 197. So I'm still neutral on IWM. Maybe for tomorrow, it might find the positive push. And I want to buy above today's high, which is 189.50. My stop loss is now 188. Caterpillar, it's consolidating, tested 215 today, which was one of the targets, 215. Now, I really want to buy this above 215. So I want to buy above 215 Caterpillar. If Caterpillar does not run tomorrow, just buy it at the end of the close. Thursday, it usually runs. Stop loss is 212.50. Target is 219 and 225. Facebook did 215 today, holding and capturing the 34 EMA. If market will bounce, Facebook will be one of the good, strongest stocks. Stop loss is 209 in Facebook. Buy about 212.50, which is there. Target 215, 221, 224. Everything is same. So it's a continuation. Goog almost hit 2080 today, which was our target. Now we want to buy this above 2380. I think I am positive on Google now. I'm positive on tech just because I'm seeing setup in the market 24, 25 and 24.95. I'm very bullish going into the FOMC. Shopify did 465 and closed right on that. I think Shopify is ready for a move. It needs to just capture next set of data. The same thing was with AMD. The base was there and then boom. If it recaptures this, then we have a potential of 575 on it, which is about $110. So 482 and 465, stop loss is 450. So Shopify is now positive. $452 is the stop loss. Buy above 465. Target is 482. And then 535, 575. MasterCard is an inside day. So it's holding this blue line, which is the regression channel bottom. So hopefully all these numbers are in line. I'm just neutralizing it because we need to see it to break. I'm just neutralizing it. Everything else remains same. Microsoft did an inside day, almost tested 280. It was sold from 284 levels. Now 280 is an area where Microsoft has found some significant base. So in case market is supposed to move higher, I think 280 will become a good stop loss for now, 280. And I'm going to buy a Microsoft 283, 284 on the rise, and target is 287, 291, 289, 91. Now in this case, it's an inside month. You may not see a very big move unless we break 291 or 270. So it's totally neutral for now. Sell below 280. Roku. Roku is consolidating, holding the 12 EMA back to back. It has habit of holding and consolidating 12 EMA right here, right here, right here, and I think this is the same cycle. So it might slowly and steadily move up towards 112. And if it breaks that, that will be seriously really good setup for Roku. Right now it's holding 101, which is a 12 EMA. So Roku is positive. 101 is the stop loss. Buy near 103, 205. Target is 112.50. It's a continuation of bullish engulfing continuation. Nvidia, tomorrow it will open. See, it was struggling at 197. That's the power of Fibonacci. Now, once it breaks it, it's going to hit 201. Looking at AMD's results, I think this is going to happen. So Nvidia stop loss is 197 now, because this was acting as a wall of resistance. It will act as a wall of support. Buy above 201. Targets will be 207 and 213. So 207, 213. PayPal, it's an inside day. This is making a bullish flag, a bull flag. Above 91, I would say above 92.50, we should see 97, which is a recapture of 12 EMA. So good. PayPal. I'm reducing it to 60% just because it should have broken out. And stop loss entry is 90 to 50. And stop loss I would say is 91.60 now, or 91. Target is 1903. Oxy is again like consolidating really hard here. It I needed it to break 59 unless so it did 60, but it could not hold on to that. And if I break it down into 30 minutes, it's not able to hold that level, price level. And looking at the crude futures for now, it's 1%. So Oxy might show some resilience, but it's a trade where you need to be very quick. So 57.50 is a good stop loss for Oxy. Buy above 59.50. Again, 60% is there. Square tested the 12 EMA, could not break out. That's not good. It should have been. Maybe it will do after the earnings. Same thing was happening last time. It was well away, but this time if it happens, it has potential to cross 116 to 133. So I'm taking a call on PayPal that if it breaches, like stop loss is 101 in case of Square. Stop loss is 101. I'm neutralizing it because it should have broken out, but like Visa, MasterCard, all this, it's getting tighter and tighter. So I want to buy near 102, 103. My target is 116, 133. And it covers ER. Tesla last. Tesla is like not able to breach this green line and not able to breach this 9 to 9 thing. It needs to breach it. So everything is same. 895 is the stop loss. It needs to breach it. If it loses 895, that's going to be hard. So 929, 958. That's the level on Tesla. So that's it, guys. There's no morning star on Tesla. I don't know where did you see that. There's no morning star. I do not give any time. These are daily levels. Just need to see if they are able to go above or not. Surya, I do not use 21 EMS, so I have no comments on that. Mr. Badass, can you explain? Futures are difficult to trade. I have a video for futures if you want to spend some time. The risk with futures is every ticker you're going to lose $50. If you go to micro, you're going to lose $5 for every tick. Like for example, right now ES is trading at 41.74. If it goes to 41.75, if you are on mini, you will make $50. If you are on micro, you will make $5. On the contrary, if you lose to 4173, you will lose $50 and $5. So they are very risky. They require good leverage. And in case you stuck with them and they are gap downs to gap downs or gap up to gap up on your positions, you will simply erode your account. It's not recommended unless you're super sure. All right, guys. I don't have anything else. I'll just close the session. But let me just share one more time the Zoom link if anybody is interested to talk. I have few minutes before I shut it down. Anybody who is interested can join and ask. I've shared the link on the YouTube chat. And again, I don't like to say this, but if you like my work and if you think it is helping you out, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. I'm not monetizing YouTube, but I like to have more people following me. I just love that number. So if nobody is there, oh, Vivek is here. Yes, Vivek.
Hey, Naval. The thing is, I'll end it quick. I have a small observation. Like, if you generally for retracement, we take the higher point and the lower point, and we draw a retracement, right? And for I was just playing around, and I saw that if we take extension, and if we take from higher point to a lower point and to the next trend higher point, so the extension goes down, and I saw that like Apple is following pretty good, and like it gives like pretty good like resistances where to stop.
So what do you see here? These are all extensions.
Yeah, so for example, from January, the trend at the top, something like yeah, from the left of your screen, you go to something like 150.71, and from there, if you go to 177.3.
See, whatever is setting up for you, it's totally fine. I'm not going to change this because these levels are working for me for last year and a half.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to ask, like, is it a right one, or like I'm like it happened
Again,
just in fluke?
It's not a fluke.
Okay.
The thing is, you need to test it out. When you are placing extensions, right? If let's say you start from here.
No. Oh, okay.
This is January, right? You start from here. You go up, you come down, but that's not a good extension because you are below your initial point.
Oh no, the extension, I'm starting from the highest point. The first point is the highest point.
Extension doesn't start like that.
Okay.
It starts from the lower, goes to the higher, comes down to the current, and then gives you the level for the future.
Okay. I was just playing around, and I saw like maybe it happened in fluke. That's okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Anyone else? I see all. Yes.
How you doing tonight?
I am pretty much good. I finished my work for tomorrow in the office.
All right, that's good. I only had one I was looking at today. It was GM. Looked like it had a what do you call it? Abandoned baby.
Oh, that's rare.
On the daily.
Abandoned baby, yes, it's there. It's very bullish.
Yeah, keeping an eye on that one. It's also held a regression channel line that I had at around 38.78.
And it's also setting up for W.
Yes, I didn't even notice that. Yes.
So, and with abandoned baby, the probability of making a W is really, really high. You can see 47.
47. Okay.
Yeah. But again, this is a slow mover. And because I trade options in this, so I may not do it, but yes, it's setting up for that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you already went over another one I was looking at was PayPal.
PayPal is making a bull flag for sure.
Yeah. That's all I had.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problems. Anyone else? Yes, Ravi.
Looks like UPST is also reversing the momentum.
UPST held above 79. It went down. I was also watching UPST. It kind of basing here. So back-to-back good days on UPST. But the problem with UPST is that it's highly volatile. And with FOMC, if you're on the wrong side, it will be gone by the time you realize. So I
Right.
would love to add this if I have clarity after the FOMC, maybe for Thursday.
So I have some stocks I was thinking to buy a put, but I was looking at the back-to-back days. I didn't make up my mind whether I should get a put or not.
See, when you want to do a put, you should always buy a put when you are in profits.
Right.
You should not buy a put when you are in loss. But UPST may give 93 area. If it captures 93, then we can look out for 113, where it was basing previously. Have earnings last next week. So possible moves are there.
Right. Right. Thank you, Paji.
No problems.
Nawal, buddy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm still in India. You're awesome, man. I don't catch these every day, but I do watch occasionally. And the level of detail and the amount of work you put into this, hats off to you, buddy.
Thank you very much for your kind words.
A quick, I'll add a quick thought on UPST. So I've been looking at all of the bank earnings. Loan demand is still good. And
it was good. Like if you see it, it was good, but in the future, like probably coming to last half of this year, they have not guided well.
The big banks have not. The smaller ones have done better. We'll see. I think UPST will be fine, but I definitely want to see their guidance before touching it. I think it could set up for a nice run. But
yes, it's basing rightly nice here around 79.
Yep.
And it bounced from it, holding. If it goes above 93, I think it will have a serious up move. But I have my concerns on it, because the guidance from all these banking companies and the loans, I think it's my thought process. We are moving towards a timeline where loans will be difficult. The consumer spending is going to get a hit, and the loans will be much lesser. I was also seeing WFC and couple of big banks have already laid off their mortgage loan people. So
mortgage side. Yeah, mortgage side of the business will probably go down first before personal loan side and commercial side. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, but even in the commercial and private loan, the consumer spending is starting to get a hit. With the amount of inflation and with the amount of interest rate, the liquidity is going to get like squeezed with Fed doing the balance sheet reduction. So I still feel that, yes, the good days are over for these companies unless we see a significant change in the consumer spending.
I mean, I'm not taking a position yet. I want to see the guidance, so we'll just wait.
Yes.
So it's an interesting setup. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and for most part, I agree with you tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be a huge surprise from the Fed. So the real worry is, the actual conference call, what he says, rather than the action.
Yes. So his conference call is much more important than the actual numbers at 2 p.m.
Yep. Anyway, that was my thought. But
Okay.
again, man, the amount of time you spend on this is phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sony, you are saying WDC also has an abandoned baby. Wow, it just went up. Why it went up all of a sudden? They didn't have any earnings today, and why it's like 14-15% up. Any idea? I don't see anything on WDC. Like I need to figure out why this is up like 15%, and there's a big gap from 59 to 54. That's about 10% gap. It's a significant gap. It's not an abandoned baby. Yes, sir.
So there is news on WDC. So there is a private equity fund that is prepared to fund them to take out their flash memory business. So that's the news.
Okay.
Elliot.
Yeah, it's there. No, I see it 10 o'clock. Okay, thank you. I do not follow this, so I didn't even realize that. But yes, this will give good boost to other companies. All right, guys. Thank you very much. It's 11 o'clock. I need to sleep so I can get tomorrow early in the morning. Again, if you like my work, like it, share it, subscribe it, and enjoy it. Good night. See you tomorrow.